Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. Here's what's happening in Chicago business today. The fallout from Crain's investigation of the College Illinois program continues. This morning, our Steve Daniels is reporting that State Attorney General Lisa Madigan will be the latest official to investigate the prepaid tuition plan. This comes after Governor Pat Quinn last month named a new ISAC chairman, Kim Hubbard, replacing his longtime friend Don McNeil. At issue, ISAC's controversial management of the $1.2 billion investment fund that backs the contracts of the 55,000 current and future college students enrolled in the program. The AG's office will join the state's Auditor General in probing ISAC, and State Representative Jim Durkin also says he will hold hearings as soon as later this month. Steve is here now to talk to me about what's next. Steve, thanks for being here.
Sure.
What is the AG likely to investigate here?
Well, they're not saying anything about what they're looking into, but you know, they're the lead consumer advocate for the state. I mean, a key issue from a consumer standpoint is the marketing of this program as a sort of a worry-free alternative to other college savings plans in which the market returns will influence how much money you have for your kid when they actually get there. And this program was marketed as, you know, you don't need to worry about the market. You're locking in. Well, it turns out you do, because the performance of the investment fund will be key to whether there is actually the cash to pay off those contracts when they come due.
Sure, and we had news this week as well that sales haven't been as strong as they were, and also that people are canceling their contracts. What do we know about that?
Well, yeah, so the cancellations are up, but the bigger deal is that sales are down, so it's very substantially, you know, a little over 800 sales from November until the present day. In the previous sales years, they were, you know, well over 2,000, 3,000 in the last couple of years. It's not surprising in light of the questions about the program, and also they've stopped advertising, you know, in light of the questions about their marketing.
And what kind of impact does that have on the fund itself if fewer people are enrolled in the program?
Well, I mean, they save at ISAC very little. I mean, you know, when they sell a new contract, they're also taking on new liabilities, but they've raised the price of the contracts very substantially in the last few years. It's now $100,000, give or take, to buy 4 years at the University of Illinois in Champaign. And that's, you know, in part, that price is above the current price at the U of I. That helps shore up the funding gap in the plan. So, you know, fewer new contracts will not provide them the help in closing that gap.
Okay, Steve, thanks. I know you'll be watching this story. ISAC, for its part, said it had no contact from the Attorney General's office and would not comment any further to Steve. In other news, President Barack Obama is tapping Motorola and Groupon executives to back a $2 billion jobs program. The program, according to Bloomberg News, will train 500,000 young workers for manufacturing jobs during the next 5 years in 30 states. They would fill the gap left by the 2.7 million workers age 55 and older who will begin to retire in the coming years, according to the White House. Joining the board overseeing the program, Motorola Chairman and CEO Greg Brown, local executive Penny Pritzker, Groupon co-founder and director Brad Keywell, and Ellen Alberding, president of the Joyce Foundation. And on the real estate front, the Water Tower Food Court is launching its biggest expansion ever. Foodlife will have a new market with wine and sushi bars and a chocolate room called Foodies, a play on the term foodies. Also, there'll be an M-Burger sandwich shop. The expansion is made possible by the Lord & Taylor vacancy at Water Tower and comes after a 2-year multi-million-dollar renovation of Foodlife. Foodies is slated to open in early fall. Well, that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. For more of Crain's exclusive online content, stick with chicagobusiness.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.